Hello everyone, BMI here today with a late but still great tournament report update, this time of Ignideus' recent 500 USD cash prize tournament. So before we get into it, I want to give a quick shout out to Ignideus, who ran this event completely out of pocket. 500 USD is not a small amount of money, especially when you consider the fact that he also did the tournament organization and the casting for the event. So he's really showing why he's one of our SV English Edition ambassadors. So also, one of the main things that made this event very unique is the fact that it was a BO3 format with a 10-card sideboard. So we don't really see many of these, and it was the first time for a lot of players, myself included. So interestingly, Egghaven did have the highest representation in the event, so there were 10 people bringing it, and 3 of them made the top 8. The top 8 card itself was very diverse, so we had Silence Abyss, Midrange Abyss, Combo Forest, Thieves Sword, and Hero Sword joining the 3 Egghaven players. And the winning deck was actually Midrange Forest, so this was a very standard kind of main deck build. Basically, I do not find myself surprised by the fact that this deck did so well. Midrange Forest, it doesn't really have many weaknesses in the current meta, and especially with the sideboardable options, especially with the 3 copies of Lyrior, Homecoming, and also the Erd package, this makes it very prime to defeat decks like Egghaven, which I expected to be very popular. And as a result, I actually thought Forest would be more popular than it was. But, against my expectations, Egghaven did extremely well. I'm not sure the players were as prepared for it as they could have been. If you look at the sideboards, some players, they didn't even utilize kind of, all 10 slots. So Zenzaku just ran 1 copy of Execution. Tabi Vito, he just ran 3 copies of Lyriel. Personally, I think, all of these decks should have been running 3 Lyriel and 3 copies of Erd with 2 copies of sideboardable Erd. Obviously, some of them main deck Lyriel, which I think is a great choice. But I think maybe if you ran this tournament, a number of times, I think Egghaven would do worse and worse over time. But I also think that Egghaven probably did get a unique advantage in the fact that because people are like, oh yeah, I can just sideboard the Lyriels or I can just sideboard the Erds, it probably made it that the Game 1 win rate of Egghaven was higher than it usually would be. And so even though they were disadvantaged going to Game 2 and Game 3, because of the advantage they picked up in Game 1, it would have given them a high enough win rate percentage that they were still doing quite well. So I do think that maybe if you ran this tournament like a number of different times, if you ran it like 2-3 more times, we'd probably see the meta shift accordingly. But I guess in terms of for the first kind of event of this kind, it's not too surprising how well Egghaven did. I also wanted to call out, Control Haven only having 2 players bring it. And, I think that might not be due to the strength of the deck itself. I actually think it has a lot to do with the fact that it was 75-minute rounds, BO3, and also just the fact that, you need to have a pretty tough mentor to bring Control Haven and then kind of play 3 game matches for 5 rounds straight, and there was 75 minutes, your brain will probably explode after the tournament. So, yeah, I'm not too surprised that Control Haven wasn't popular for that reason. Or I might just be coping and people just didn't think it was good. Could be either way, right? But obviously, if you guys do want to check out the event, there is a broadcast link in the article. And also, I personally attended the event. I feel like everyone thought the event was awesome. It was a very positive atmosphere. People enjoyed the BO3 format. And I think the sideboarding was good novelty. But personally, I think maybe 10 cards isn't quite enough. I think one of the big issues is that because the Evo deck slot, is taken up within those 10 cards, it's hard to kind of sideboard in cards which require both the base form and the Evo form. So maybe, 20 card sideboard or something would be better. But I'm glad that Ignideus tried something new and it was an awesome tournament. So thank you to him once again. Now, that's pretty much it for the video, but if you would like to support us, you can always check out our Patreon supporter program. So again, thank you to Ruxter, Siege, Avolta, Jirol, Futsuka, Framework, Himanshu, Rise, Yami no Kami. Without you guys, wouldn't be able to keep bringing you guys awesome content on the website and also on the YouTube channel. Also, for all the Patreon subscribers, you do enter a raffle for coaching from me. And then also we do some exclusive releases, so guides. We're currently working on a Kuon one. So if you want a guide on Kuon, you're not going to want to miss out on that. But if you don't want to support us on Patreon, you can support us in a different way, just by liking and subscribing to the channel. Every single bit counts, and I'm very appreciative to all of you for watching. So thank you all, and I'll see you guys next time.